Now then, it's the last day of the year. Apparently, went to Costco the other day. I've not been for years. Came out with loads of stuff, man, including this, which tells temperature and time. It's not too bad today. Can I just do a little? So look at that. Oh, look at that. Yes, yes. No more watch updates. We can just. Oh yes. So we're gonna have an E46 M3 update today because look, the drive shafts are done. The car's been on the ramp for 1/3 of this year, August. The car went on the ramp today. Hopefully it's gonna come off. All I've got to do is fit those drive shafts, I think. There's a couple of other little things we need to do, but drive shafts on, and we're gonna put the new wheels on. I'm just looking for that dopamine today. That's what we're going for. We're going for some of that dopamine, yeah? Yeah? Some dopamine, yeah? Bought these last year. They took a year to come, right? What's that? This wheel cannot fit on, yeah, we'll not worry too much about that, but look at these. They're crying out. I mean, we'll probably just fit the rear. I think we'll just do the rears because the front needs some work still, but we'll just work on the rears. I'm gonna take the spring adjusters out, but I have got some pads instead. We're going to try some trickery with the ride height. I was thinking about it with the rear end being lighter and stuff. We're going to, yeah, some suspension magic, you might say. Yeah, okay. Right. Hang on. I think we should go wrapped. I've been listening to loads of Midwest emo and country music lately. It's been a good time, but how do we get wrapped on? Come on. Play me the songs. Your top songs 2023, shuffle. This has been a right task for many reasons, none of which are that interesting. I'm going to put some gloves on just because of how... I can't really feel my hands. It's 7 degrees, it's not that cold, but my hands feel cold, man. Right, long story short, rebuilding drive shafts. Pain in the ass, man. Real pain in the ass. Never done M3 or any BMW before, and I wouldn't recommend anyone ever does it, ever. Yeah, I had to paint them a few times. It's not good. Anyway, let's get all this masking tape off, and then we've got to fit the ABS rings, which one of them's... I spent ages trying to clean. Well, one of them's dirtier than the other, but... I spent ages trying to clean them, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing, man? I wonder if we heat them up, will that be a better? There's a Spotify link to playlists in the description, you know. I do need to update it a bit, but it's there. Okay, masking tape done. Oh, look at them sexy drive shafts. What's going to be the best way to get these on? I'd like to heat them up, but I don't want to heat them up too much so I can't touch them, you know. We should do it with a heat gun. It's aluminium, in it, so... This is going to absolutely ruin the paint. I'm going to want to paint them again. Look at the tidy toolbox. Huh? Just want to have the ridge showing, which we nearly do. It's definitely made a mess of the paint, but it's probably my fault. Well, this one's going in a lot easier. Right, let's take a picture for Instagram and then get them on the car. Right, it's time to get the shafts in. I just got to show you one thing first. Look who had a little upgrade yesterday. Now, it's, yeah, so basically the casters that were on it completely ruined, right? So do you throw it out and buy another one? Well, yeah, you probably should, but the champion decided no. He's going to spend, I think he spent 40 quid on these new casters. And then we welded them on yesterday. And in welding them on, it's ruined the bearing cover and all that, so I don't know how long this will last. But Jackie, you've got a new lease of life. I don't know where that wobble's come from. Maybe it was always there and it's just, I don't know, it's got a bit of a wobble. But we need your help at the minute, Jackie, because, well, like I say, I want to take the, oh, look at the disc going rusty already just from sitting here. It's been raining pretty bad over the Christmas period, and it's been so moist in here when I've been up moist. So anyway, we're going to get the shafts in. I don't know if I actually have to undo anything to get the shafts in, I can't remember, but we are going to take the spring adjuster out and fit instead spring pads. What the car comes from the factory, I don't know where they are. I dug them out yesterday anyway. I found one on the car's original rear spring that I must have removed 6 years ago. I found one, so yeah. It should make, or it might make, getting the shaft off easier. But yeah, look at Jackie now. Look at the speed. Look at that. Hey up. Look at the speed of him. Oh, new lease of life. Okay, so let's get the shafts in and get that spring adjuster out, and then we need to nip some bolts up, and then we can try and start it. I think. Christ. Still untested the clutch. I've not really covered much about the clutch, but it was a bit of a pain in the arse getting the clutch on, but let's just see if it works. I need to put at least the centre section on as well, probably as well. I don't think I'm going to put the back box on, but we'll put at least the centre section back on. So yeah, let's go. Where's going to be the best place? Maybe put one of them pads in, because everything's brand new. I don't really, well, not brand new, but you know, nice. I don't really want to mark anything. That should be enough what we need. I'm starting to outgrow my space a little bit again. I think a lot of it could just be tidying. Well, we'll see. So we might end up reverting this. Just I'll turn this down a bit because it's starting to get a bit of a problem. I think they've tuned their AI lately. I think they've put remap on it or something, because you might have heard me complain about YouTube problems this year. A lot of it's been ad-friendly stuff, right? Which is a pain in the ass because it's just a black art. You don't know how to fix it. But copyright, like songs and stuff, which most people whinge about, that's easy to deal with because it tells you where the problem is. Where did I put that spring pad then, eh? So we've already got one up top, and we're going to put one on bottom, and then hopefully the spring will still be tight-ish, unable to oh, is that progressive? Oh, it's progressive. Open my froze all I ever. Oh, and if I sing along to the music, it recognises that. It recognises it and tells me that it's okay if I'm doing a cover version, but I need to pay royalties to the original copyright holder, Universal Music Group or whatever they're called. Where the f... I had them in my hand yesterday, so it can't be that far. Side. Guess where the spring cushions were? All along. Yeah. Remember in the good old days, people used to buy these and stack them, and you put lowering springs on to change ride height and stuff. Obviously these are slightly different. I think one's made for the top and one's made for the bottom, but nah. Right, this problem that I'm having at the moment is the shaft won't go in. It won't go into the flange. I figured I'd just get the shafts in and then show you it all done. Like, it's not hard to fit shaft, is it? But of course we would have some obstacle. I don't know why. This is probably the third or fourth time I've taken it out. It's currently just cable tied to the camber arm. Yeah, look, I've just been trying to tap it in with a bit of wood, just making the fucking finish of them even worse. Just not... I don't get what's going on. There's something funky going on. I mean, they were a pain to get out. See that kind of... I'm pretty confident it's all lined up and everything, and I've raised and lowered the suspension, you know, to give it a different angle, but it's locating. It's just not. I don't know, man. Maybe we take it off and just make sure everything's good on the splines. I've just greased them up and cleaned them a little bit. I already cleaned all the shit out of them, but I got some new Knipex for Christmas. The Champion. He wanted me to do his alignment yesterday and he bought me a present. Look at these beasts. We were using him yesterday doing the alignment on his car. It's, you know, if you're doing like track rods or anything, I still don't know how to use them very well, but yeah, they're just adjustable pliers obviously, but yeah, they're good shit, man. Let's get this shaft off and have a better look at it. My own piano. Oh yeah, we love copper grease. I'm pretty sure the shaft's fine because I already cleaned it. So let's just check the flange, the female end. I mean, it's definitely not clean, but we can try cleaning it up a little bit, I guess. Get a brush. But I don't think that's the problem. It's, well, maybe it is. Maybe just a little bit of shit can cause a big problem. I don't know. Let's try cleaning it up. Let me just go into my brush drawer. Just what you want is all the copper grease mixed in with the rust. It's ideal. I mean, one of these was pretty badly seized in. I don't think I've videoed much of that, but it must have been this side. Let's just try it again, shall we? It's going in, but this is not how you should do it, by the way. This is just unfortunately how we're having to do it. Ideally I want to get the nut on so I can draw it in that way, but a smaller piece of wood would probably not damage the paint so much, but here we are. Remember the time that spilled the cup. I'm not happy about this, but I don't know. I don't think there's another way I can really attack it, is there? But what else can I do? I mean, it's clearly too much interference going on, but right, does that give us enough to get it in? I searched to make sure I got the right one because this side, the rear right, is 40mm longer than the rear left apparently. Yeah, you can see it on the bolts. So you can see these bolts here. Yeah, you can't see them on that side. Oh, it's actually going to be easier at ride height, I think. Heavy. Okay. Right, got 2 bolts threaded in. Cool, right. I'll do the other side, get that bolted in, nutted up, I'll see you in a little while.
A few moments later.
Well, something hilarious has transpired to do with the drive shafts. What's the hilarious thing that's happened with the drive shafts? Well, driver side's in. Yeah, just turn the light on. Driver side's in. I'm just doing the passenger side. Now both sides have been messy on the flange. I've had to really tap them in with a bit of wood. And look at the wood all over. I've been breaking bits of wood, but just to get them in. This is a clue. This is a clue, right? This is a clue. Remember what we were talking about before, one of them being slightly longer? Well, I've got a theory. If you come over here, you see two more drive shafts on the table. Now when I was rebuilding those two, I remember thinking, these are the same length. You know, I thought, because I knew that on E46s, on non-M cars, that the axles are different lengths. And I remember on E36s, it wasn't like that, and I thought it was a bit weird. And I thought, oh, well, because it's an M3, the axles must be the same length. That's what I was thinking all the time. And as you look, as I compare against my other set, they're also the same length, aren't they? As you can see, they're, you know, if I compress them both, they're the same length, aren't they, right? So what could have happened? What could have happened that we've got two the same length there, two the same length here, but I've just done my research and there should be 40 mil, there should be 1.5 inches over between these two drive shafts. And if you come back around to the rear of the car, yeah, I could really do with that 1.5 inches right now, couldn't I, right? So what's happened is, I've got two M3s, which is a curse. Shouldn't have bought that car, but whatever, we're into it now. I removed axles from all the cars, because I was, I can't remember why, I think I was just going to fit the ones off that onto this, and then they were equally as bad, so I thought I'll refurb these ones. I've refurbed two long axles. So both these axles are they're the driver's side version, and the two that are untouched are the shorter shafts. What the fuck, man? So now I'm at a conundrum. I really want to have the car back together on the floor, so do I just fit, well obviously yeah, I'm just gonna have to fit one of these older shafts, one of which is just on a wheel, so maybe not you because you're leaking fluid. So I'm going to refit you, maybe clean the ABS sensor a little bit. Easy. You're going to sit up? Oh man, that could only happen to me, right? Especially considering I probably spent 2 months rebuilding these shafts. What the fuck, man? So all this time I thought, oh, M3s must be equal length, and the trigger for all of this was I saw an advert the other day. Someone was selling an offside drive shaft for an E46 M3. I saw the advert on I don't know, wherever I saw it, and I thought, ha, what an idiot. He thinks they're sided. No, I'm the idiot. They're definitely sided. You can see the diffs offset, just as we saw earlier. You can't see the bushers, bolts on that side, and you cannot on this side. So the diff is definitely off to the left. Maybe that's to do with where the transmission sits, with the engine being slanted a bit. Probably. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, fucking hell. I've refurbed two long shafts, not a matching pair. Perfect. All right, we're into the let's drop it down and have a look stage. I've still got quite a few things to change on suspension. A lot of those nuts that are no longer self-locking nuts, I've still got all of the outer ones to change with them. There's still so much work to do, but I'm just gagging to see the car sat on the new wheels, certainly at the rear. So I got the tables out, and yeah, I also need to tighten up the prop shaft bolts, which yeah, that's another story, but make it easier to do while it's down here, or maybe not, I don't know. But for the first sit on the ground after 4 months, we'll not quite go to the ground, we'll go meter high on the tables. I think we're going to have to adjust these camber arms as well, because they're all the way in at the minute because I greased them all up and closed them off. So, oh, yeah, there's a little tidy up as well. But let's tidy up whilst looking at the car sat on some sexy wheels. Let's put the wheels on. Right. I need to seal these wheels as well. They're factory fresh, so they need a sealing. Where's the little gun? Yeah, mate. I've got some new studs as well. Well, you hear about them snapping, don't you? So I got some new ones from Darkside. We're not going to fit them just yet. We're just going to put the wheels on, check the fitment, check the cambers. We're probably going to have to adjust the cambers. We're not going to measure it. Well, we might measure it, yeah, but this is pure vanity now. Oh, shut up. Okay. So, if I can just... Excuse me. 285, so if you remember, you might not remember, but on these tyres, this is a 295 section with a 265 front, and I wanted to bring that closer in, ideally with a 275 front, but due to reasons, we're actually doing it the other way, where we're going a smaller rear tyre, 285, still a very large tyre, with a 265 front. Couldn't get the 295 or the 275 in the 8009s when I bought these, so shout out to, well, firstly for the wheels was Kev's company, KC Imports, and then the tyres were from Yokohama themselves. Did me a very nice deal, so thank you very much. Look at these. Shit, boys. Don't scratch. Okay. Wait till we get around the other side where it's more lit. But this is pretty lit, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So I bought these last year when the yen was good. And let's just say they were a very good price. Of course, expensive. I mean, it depends how you look at it. These are the daddies, aren't they? Well, this one next? Alright then, if you say so. This car identifies as a Saxo or 106 now. Free studder. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to wind some camber in, but... Smooth criminal. Right, let's give them a seat. See what we can do. We can try out the new Knipex as well on those lockers. Slowly. Oh. So we were aligning the Champions car yesterday using nothing but Knipex. It was good. I need to figure out how to. There we go. Maybe it's just a bit new and fresh. How do you... Oh, right, you have to press the button in more, okay. $22. Okay. So up to slacking off. Fucking grease all over these. Let's just add some camber just to get the lock nuts away. God, stupid. That aluminium paste grease stuff, it gets everywhere. I can't touch the wheels now, but we don't need to. Right, let's lower it down. Have a little look-see. I should really have this on the other. Hang on, 2 minutes. Hey, there we go.
No handlebars.
Need a good PD spec, a PDC. We need a good PDC darts intro spec level. Yes, it's the darts at the minute. Up the darts. Come on. Not bad. Come on, just do the thing. Not bad. Not bad. Come on, give me a PDC. No, that suits it. That suits it. Let's go for this. All right, ready? I think I'll just put the car in gear, shall I? Need a stick of truth. Okay. Well, it's a lot more ride height than what I was expecting. Definitely need some more camber as well, don't we? Whew. It's like positive at the minute. Oh, a bit. The ride height's not what I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be about an inch lower than that. It would probably look lower with a side skirt on, you're right, but I feel like we need to pull the spring pads out. Still kind of hot. Last one's right in the middle. Oh, it's in gear, you fucking retard. Remember we put it in gear? Does everyone remember? Everyone remembers. Paint pen's fucked. It's the effort that counts, isn't it? Right, we're going to try something which you could say is not very DC2 spec, if I can speak about myself like that without sounding like a proper gimp. I'm going to disconnect the rear shock and we'll get an idea of the ride height that we want to be at. If I just let that sit like that. I'm a retard. Me? I'm a retard. Why? What am I doing? It's the spring that does the ride height, not the damper. So we're going to go down here, it'll be exactly the same. I guess the only fear now is that the damper's going to hit the wheel. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. Shock. The ride height's the same. But let's go back up now and wiggle the spring adjuster and pads out, and we'll get an idea of, if we do want to go lower, how to do it. I should just take the top ones out for now. So that's about, don't know, 15 mil maybe. Should we keep the top one in because I don't want to mark where it's been painted. Take the bottom one out. My better idea is I've got some softer rear springs. What? Ooh. But they're not marked what they are. I think they're 8. But they're also longer. These, I'm pretty sure they're 8 kilo. Let's try it. We've got, what the fuck's happened to this channel? How come we're just fitting second-hand parts and then, oh, taller. These could be the winners for testing purposes. Aha, yes. So these are 200 mil long, but they're only 7 kilo. Yeah, probably gonna be too long. Okay. This is not sustainable at all because the car on droop, the springs risk getting trapped or even falling out. Okay, they're in there now anyway. So we can lower it down and see what it looks like. Oh. Still kind of high. So this is a 285/30, so it's a smaller tyre, but right, we're carrying on with playing with ride heights. I've had an idea. I'm going to take everything off and just have a measure to be sure, but those 16 kilo, so long story short, the springs there, they're not 10 kilo, I thought they were. The fronts are 10 kilo, the rears are 14 or 140 newton meters, which is roughly the same. Now I was thinking about fitting a stiffer rear spring anyway. This is a bit short, really, but I'm going to see if it'll work with the adjuster, and we'll see what the ride height's saying after that. If not, these ones are more likely, they might be 10, but they might be 7. These might be the original ones that come with max peding rods. It says there, 7. Yeah, 180 by 7. So that'd be a good ride height indicator, but this could be an actual permanent thing. But I think the springs are going to be too short. But we'll have a play. Could definitely do with some kind of device to clamp on the bottom arm. Maybe some non-wobbly wheels for Jackie. So they're 180, they're probably 170, they're 140. Yeah, so they're probably 170. Are we going to be able to get enough on? I don't know. I've took both sides off, but we didn't need to because we've not got a roll bar on. We could have just done one side at a time. Just put that wheel back on. I think the only way that we're going to be able to get what we want, fucking hell, the only way we're going to be able to get more adjustment in the ride height would be to not have the separate spring and shock, to have like a full through rear coilover. That does go against the whole ethos of these coilovers. They're not designed for show cars. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, we could, let's just try the soft spring and just get the Instagram photo and go home. Right, this is cheating slightly because, you know, we've halved the rear spring rate, so she's gonna go down. Well, that's what we want. Right, we need a PDC. Yes, first try. What? What? Oh, this is fun, isn't it? Oh, we can take the pad out, but that's going to be 15 mil maybe. Okay, I've got an idea. Wow, maybe it's the damper then. Look at the damper, it's like 6-inch. Maybe it's the damper that's preventing the ride height. Interesting. Which, if that's so, then the shorter springs are just gonna, oh, that's not gonna be no good, is it? Because the damper will be all out of strokings. I would just have to live with the ride height for now then, I guess, but that looks pretty dope. Maybe a smidge more camber would be good. Okay, this looks very cool. I mean, stanchionation's not really my thing, but when it comes to these wheels, the whole Jap fitment thing, you know. But it is impossible And the reason is, if we come around here, so that there is where the damper should attach, and that's where it currently is. Obviously it's not attached. And that, I measure that at roughly, well, it's actually 8 inches. Just, well, 7.5 inches, 119 mil. So, yeah, that ain't gonna go. But anyway, we've had us fun. Or I've had me fun anyway. That looks trendy as. I need to get the car, I'm gonna put old wheels back on it now. And yeah, we're gonna see if the clutch works. I'm dreading this a bit. I'm dreading it. I'll tell you more about it in a sec. Let me just get this mess tidied up. All right, we're nearly at the end. What's the time? It's 6:20. So the final task for today is testing the clutch. This depicts whether we end on a high or end on a low. Why is that? Before we get too far into that, let's just have a quick look at the rear end. That's looking all very nice on this side at least, yep. This side, yeah, less so. I mean, the axle's getting hidden quite well by all the other niceties. Looks like these camber arms suffer the same problem as every other camber arm by having the adjuster bang next to the exhaust. That's annoying, but whatever. So yeah, the exhaust's on just temporary. I've not fitted the back box. The plan is to get a exhaust made from Darkside eventually. We've been discussing it for a few months, what I want to do. Something a little bit fancy, but nothing too fancy, and just a single exit here. That's why the diffuser's off, because I was just playing and seeing what I wanted to do, kind of thing, you know. But yeah, the car is almost back together. There's still a lot of little things that I need to do. I still need to change those nuts. The screws are missing out of the ABS sensors. There's still a lot of stuff that needs attention. The heat shields, I've not put them on yet, I'm not sure. I'd like to have this probably exhaust. There's one here that goes around the prop shaft to cover the fuel tank from the exhaust. I'll probably try and get that one back on. I need to do something about this rust, and also need to sort out the front end, because, I mean, just have a look in there. Yeah, just have a look in there. That all needs some attention. And the car's not got a roll bar on either. There's plenty of, yeah, it's not ready for track just yet, but let's test the gearbox. So I've just connected the slave cylinder back up because that wasn't connected. But what's the concern about the gearbox and the clutch? Well, I've fitted, well, this is a concern as well. I couldn't find anywhere else for this bolt to go. I thought it must go like that, but doesn't look right, does it, at all? But honestly, right, whatever. What's the concern with the clutch? So I bought a light and a flywheel for the car a few years ago, and it's just sat here doing nothing, and you know, with all this work it was time to fit it, right? So I fitted it on there, bought a new sax, is it sax or sash? I don't know. A racing clutch. No, it wasn't a racing clutch, it was an organic race clutch, which is basically a full face disc, but with you know, all the herbs and spices to make it you know, a bit more abuse proof. I mean, the clutch that's in it was the original LUK look clutch from new, and it was, you know, it had some heat in it, but you know, it wasn't slipping or anything, and it wasn't damaged at all. But I just thought preventative maintenance. Anyway, that led into a whole world of pain, because the flywheel, the PCD of the pressure plate from the clutch was different to the original clutch for the car. And after loads of faffing about and asking everyone and their dog for assistance on this, it turns out that the flywheel was actually for a 5-speed ZF box, which you might find on a E34 M5 or a 3-litre M3 E36. But it was sold for this car, and it is still currently sold for this car, so be careful. From Tegiwa, basically, you can still buy it from them. It's an RPC clutch, sorry, it's an RPC flywheel, and it comes with a clutch. I don't think you can buy the flywheel on its own. And just be careful, because it's an E36 5-speed or an E34. It's basically a 5-speed fitment, right? It's still a 240mm disc. Everything else is the same. But anyway, I got that all together, and then the next issue I had was the box wouldn't go on right. And I ended up winding the box in on bolts. And I've taken it off since, and it goes back on fine now and everything, but something wasn't aligned. Now, was that just the Was it just the clutch disc that wasn't aligned, or have I made a mess of the pilot bearing? That's what I'm concerned about. It was on enough to get the threads in the box, but I couldn't make it butt up by itself. Right, so I just carefully wound the bolts in, and then since then I've had the box off, put it back on, it's been fine. I've checked the clutch works manually by having, I think the champion was here, turning the prop shaft, pressing the pedal, you know, everything. The clutch does work, but the question is, what have I done? Basically, I'm concerned if I've damaged the pilot bearing, so we're going to crank it over a few times first without any fuel. There's no fuel in the car anyway, but we're going to crank it over a few times with no fuel, listen out for any nasty noises, and then we're going to try and fire it up and see if the clutch works. We'll have to put some fuel in it first, but that's fine. So yeah, let's get the car on the ground for the first time in 4 months. Right. First time on the floor for 4 months. Still need to change the engine mounts. I've got some sporty ones to put on. There's still loads of jobs to do on the car. That's on tight. Where shall you live for the time beings? You normally go in that corner, but just leaning up here for now, alright? What a state. Can you see that? And how clear it is on the camera. Right. So the fuel pump's still disconnected. Yeah. There's no fuel in the tank anyway, so this is also still loose. There's still lots of work to do on this car, but let's see if we hear any nasty noises. I've got ignition anyway. Let's pause the music a sec. It's fucking messy here. Alright. So, I've got a clutch pedal. I've got a brake pedal as well, that's good. Just crank it, I guess. Alright. No nasty noises. Yeah, happy with that. Let's get some fuel in it. Don't know why I was pissing about trying to make the car lower when it's fine as it is. I just wanted to see how it looks, really. A moment of madness. But it looks cool. I mean, that's a nice ride. I guess the tyres were throwing it off a bit. It's still higher on that side, but the floor is far from even. Let's just chuck a bit of fuel in it. The sound of the fuel going into the empty tank is tripping me out. Why does it sound like it's leaking on the floor? No. Right, got fuel. What's that? Paint. It's like, oh, it's cavity wax. Nice.
Might end up upgrading the fuel pumps as well, but not immediately. Just see if it works. I'm a bit nervous about this, just because of the old clutch thing, but if it works, then happy days. But if it doesn't work, then that's sad days. Cavity wax. Oh god. Right. Got fuel. You have another go? Oh. Sounds very unhappy, the fuel pump. Oh, you got some? Give it a crank. Clutch down first. Is not where it should be. Shifter's not bolted down properly, so probably can't judge it just yet. High-pitched whining coming from somewhere. Wow, yeah, we got enough warning lights. Top mounts aren't bolted in, are they? Does the car think something's very wrong? No, there's no warning light, like engine management or anything. I can see a lot of smoke. Is it smoke or is it dust? Just steam, right? Yeah. Just steam. Well, it drove. Well, I think that's a nice place to stop the video. Car back on all fours. The ride height looks more than respectable, doesn't it? At that. Yeah. So there's still a long way to go. Loads of little jobs. And I want to spend some time making the front end nicer as well. To be honest, it's probably just going to go back on the ramp and stay on the ramp. I don't need the ramp for anything else other than my E60. I need to do a few jobs on that, so I might just do the 5 Series, come up next weekend or something, try and do it all in one day, and then this can go back on the ramp after that maybe, and then we'll do the front end. I'd like to strip all the front end down and do a similar job, but obviously there's a lot less going on. It's just the front subframe, knuckles and stuff like that. There's not a lot needs doing. I've got new engine mounts as well to put on. We need to make a front splitter as well. Out of we've got a splitter to start with, and I've got the brackets and everything. And yeah, eventually we'll need to start on the interior. I've still got lightweight. I've got a lightweight heater and all that stuff to go in it. Now would be a good time as well to get rid of all the sound deadening. So the car still has, you know, a shit ton of sound deadening, which we may as well remove. Speaker, wiring, head unit and all that. That can all come out. I do have a very vivid memory of driving to the Nürburgring in this car a couple of years ago when we went with Kevin and Joe. And I remember having my music up loud with the Harman Kardon pumping and just having a really good time. So yeah, I am a little bit hesitant to rip it all out, but I think if I did go back, I might just be a trailer queen anyway. I'm pretty sure it'll be a nicer experience towing it than it would driving it. Or maybe I saw some things from Driftworks where they towed their cars and they said that the drive there was half the experience. And yeah, I do see where they're coming from a little bit. But anyway, so that's a good little day's video. Let's stop this one here. Let's not have a 3, 4, 5 day video that takes 10 million hours to edit. Nice and simple in one. Hope you've enjoyed watching. New wheels looked very good. Yeah, we'll have to get them back on once the car's ready to rip on track. I'm looking forward to trying those new Yokohamas as well, the AD09s. They should be really good. I think they'll be a really good ring tyre, but there's only one way to find that out, isn't there? So yeah, let's get it there.